Hi ladies, this is Violet Lang, and I am here to talk with you about commitment and why it can be such a challenge for men to commit, why it can be so painful when you're in those early stages of dating and things either fizzle out or you find out that he's more serious with someone else and you feel like perhaps you've invested all of this heart energy or resources into that relationship, or a lot of times just hope, like maybe you thought this was going to be the one or this was going to be the one that would work out. And the reason that this is so painful is because a lot of times we're kind of waiting for that perfect partner and we automatically assume that whoever we're with is that amazing partner because as women, we tend to get overcommitted too early. So what I mean by this principle is that if you're wanting a man to commit, most likely if he's not, you're way too committed. And if you like him so much that you're willing to be overcommitted than he is, that's fine, but there's an imbalance there. And if you want to be pursued, then he's probably not going to be pursuing you. So this idea of commitment is actually a psychological principle. What I mean by that is when we commit to something, we become invested in it. They've done studies that after you purchase a car, you like it more than before you even purchased it because you've actually paid for it. And so now there's all these reasons for you to justify why you like it so much. The same is true with any other choice, with our partners or anything else. So if you've decided in your mind, like, this person is really cool, I want to get to know them more, I want them to be my boyfriend, or I hope this is the one, then you've already made an internal commitment. And that might even show itself through things like having him over for dinner, cooking him dinner on the first date or two. Going to see him if he lives far away because you have the time and he's working, texting him way more often than he's texting you, or calling him, or initiating plans, or suggesting activities for you guys to do. Or if he says, oh, let's hang out, then you saying like, yeah, let's do this Tuesday at this time, and like really just putting a lot of energy out there. So I have a lot of compassion for this issue because I know as women, we offer our hearts. Like, that's something that we do. We're more than happy to take care of others and to be generous. But the problem is that we oftentimes are giving our hearts faster than the man is able to give his heart or able to receive. And what I mean by that is if you're the one who's initiating all the plans, every time you do that, you increase your level of commitment to the relationship. Every time that you go out of your way, even in the slightest amount, even if it's unconsciously out of your way, you're increasing your commitment. The problem is, as you increase your commitment, the other person is not necessarily increasing theirs. They can just be a passive person in the relationship because you're doing most of the work. Now, men actually get closer in relationship through commitment and through taking action and through putting themselves out there. Men thrive on challenge. And so I'm not saying that you need to challenge a man by playing games, but what I'm saying is that if you're doing everything in the relationship, most likely he's just coasting and there's no challenge and there's no pursuit and there's no desire for things to become more committed because you've been taking all these micro commitments and he hasn't been taking these micro commitments. So I just want to offer this idea that if you're in a relationship and it's not moving forward, or if you're in a cycle where you're doing a lot of short-term dating and people just tend to lose interest, yourself or the partner, take a step back and see where you might be overgiving and doing too much. And if you're doing too much in the relationship, there's no space for that person to pursue you. And if they're not pursuing you or making micro commitments, they're not going to make a major commitment. I'm really curious to hear what you think about this because I think a lot of women get stuck in this trap and we think that it's part of our generous nature to send like a bunch of cute emojis or to make all the plans or to constantly be reaching out because we want that love, like we want that nurturing. And maybe even as a child, we didn't get that. We didn't have someone that was taking care of our needs. So instead of recognizing that and feeling the pain of having someone not taking care of our needs, we decide, well, I'm going to take care of someone else's needs because then maybe they'll love me and then maybe I'll feel lovable. So all the ways in which you're tending for your man or taking care of your man, even if he's not really your man yet, are actually ways that you might be mothering him when you should be mothering your own inner child and spending time with your own inner self. So I'm really curious about how this has played out in your life. Have there been times when you've pursued a man or made most of the plans or initiated the conversation or, driven or gone out of your way to see him? And how has that worked out for you? How's that worked out for you? In my experience, all of my best relationships have come when the man was making commitments faster than I was, both micro commitments and major commitments, and when I was taking my nurturing care and 99% of the time directing it towards myself, mothering myself instead of mothering my partner. But I want to hear what you think. Thank you. Lots of love. Bye.